Somebody like me, I don't like 50-50. And I will never support 50-50.
If their pulse is 50-50 pulse, how do you expect the woman to survive?
I will quickly take off my 50% and bring it out.
People have reason for saying 50-50 is what I want to
Of course.
Can you see now? Last born getting married to first born and first born getting married to last born. So the man has a lot to do. If anything happens in the family, the husband will want to sort his own family health first before sorting his immediate family health.
So 50-50 can work for some people, but to some people it cannot work. But know who your partner is first before you put all your eggs in one crate. I cannot do big surprises for you. I cannot just think that, okay, in the next 1 year I want to save up and buy you a nice car. It's not possible, because there is no magic around pounds. You have to work and earn it. The more you earn, the more you work, the more tax keep hammering on you, bringing different bills to you. Now, in a case like that, if you are doing it separately, you must be honest with it. You don't just spend it because you don't want to join. There are reasons why people don't join together. We've heard of a man from you. I've also heard of a woman who is sending her home money right here in UK back home to her parents.
To do what?
Yeah, to build a house for her. And I asked, who want to live in the house? Funny thing, they live in Lagos, so they left Lagos down to UK. And now the house she's building is in her hometown.
Imagine.
So I just imagine, how do you think in that way? Did you want to leave your husband at the maybe at some age or at some point in life and go back to your parents in that house? And I've also had a situation whereby a woman spoke to her husband that, okay, can you help me to bring my younger brothers so that they can come into UK? And the guy said, no, I don't have that capacity. I can only help them if they are willing to come. Because if you are willing to do something, you will be the one to lead.
Yeah. And they spend your money first.
Yes. Once they spend their money, once they get to a point whereby I know, oh, I have to come in, I can now borrow them or give them what I can afford. And the lady was like, oh, so you can't bring my siblings to UK. And you know what she did? Because the guy always trusts the lady. The guy used to keep all the salary after removing the direct debit and some other money. He keeps the little money that is remaining. He keep it with the lady that, oh, I don't want to spend it in case we need something. Lo and behold, the lady monitored this money to a particular time where the money has gained weight, and she sent the money to his younger brother and bring her younger brothers down here. The guy still didn't know. Now the guy went to Nigeria for a vacation. When the guy gets to Nigeria for spending his vacation, he needed to like, oh, let me check on my in-laws, let me see how far they were doing. And the mother-in-law, which is the wife mother, greeted him and celebrated him, and he was so amazed. Like when the woman was like, thank you for bringing your your wife's siblings. And the guy at first pretended as if he didn't hear. The woman repeated it again. So the guy laughed it out and he went on his own. And when he came back to UK, he asked the wife, where are this money that I've been saving into your account so that we can have our home mortgage here? And the lady said, I've used it to bring my siblings. So far you didn't turn up. So in a situation like that, I will not condemn if the guy made up his mind that henceforth, nothing like me dropping every fee. We will both be doing it 50-50. If it's not comfortable for you, I will move out. And I will
save yours, I save mine.
Yes. So it will not be a mistake, because you are making a law when the other guy is not involved. Even when he's telling you that, no, I can't bear those responsibilities. There are responsibilities you cannot bear. When you get married, you got married to only one person. You didn't get married to multiple people.
That's the idea of the Africans. You know, they believe that once you marry a lady, once you marry a woman, you must take care of everybody around her.
That is when, if the person is so financially buoyant, you don't go beyond what you don't have. I cannot borrow Lapo because of anybody. I will do what I have in my capacity so that I won't get myself into problems. Once the problem comes in, you cannot see people around you. You will only be in that mess all alone.
So people have reason for saying 50-50 is what I want to
subscribe for.
50-50 is what I want to do.
Of course. And the bill in UK cannot, only a single person cannot take care of the bill. Let's be honest.
It's very serious.
If you are single, there are houses you cannot live. Or unless you are going to kill yourself with bills.
If you're single, what do you want to do with two-bedroom house?
Even people will ask you, what are you doing?
Even with Room and parallel from there, what do you want to do with
Even these people that owns their country, some of them still uses one room, one sitting room, kitchen and toilet. Just inside one particular flat.
Yeah.
And they are okay with it. And they got maybe one child with it. As time grows, they can now say, okay, let's go for another one bigger. Once they grow older, they come back to the same house of that mini flat. They know what they are doing. It is only in our place we want to build mansions, we want to oppress everyone around you. This one doesn't care.
We are always living large.
Yes,
yeah,
we want to oppress. But this ones, they place everybody on the middle class. Not that because we are living together, you should be living a life that is bigger than mine. No. So they regulate things. So 50-50 can work for some people. But to some people it cannot work. But know who your partner is first before you put all your eggs in one crate.
That's it.
Because you might be lucky to have a very good, reasonable partner. Other people might not be lucky.
Yeah. It might work for you, it might not work for another person.
There are women that have never for one day work and sweat, and at the end of the month they earn 100,000. If you keep 10 million naira into such a person's account, the person might look for, how can I take you off? Because of that common 10 million naira, you might be thinking, oh, she's my partner. No, you learn to know who the person is first and know what I can commit into the person's end. There are women that have you not, okay, let's put women aside. Have you not seen people who goes to school and study banking and finance and they got employment into the bank, and for the first time they see money and they almost collapse and they shouted?
Yeah.
And some of them, because they screamed, their manager has to find a way to sack them because this one might literally bring something in for us.
Yeah.
So you need to know who you are dealing with, who your partner is, and there are things you need to talk out at early stage before you start it.
Very important.
If I want to start a business, if I want to go into mortgage now, I have to call the attention of my wife. Are you in support? Because this thing we are talking about 25, 30 years. We are not talking about something that will start like Nigeria. Just buy a land and we start building. Everybody just build. Someone build duplex here, another person build bungalow, another person will be struggling to build canopy beside the bungalow. So this is not a country like that. You are dealing with government directly. And there are principles, there are laws attached to what you are doing. If you failed it, there are risks that you are putting around you. So if your wife is in support, good. But if she's not in support,
she's not ready.
You just have to reason together. I've found out in this country that a woman speak to her husband, can we go for mortgage? And the man said, no, I'm not going for any mortgage.
Not yet time.
Yeah. And when the woman speak to me, I said, how about you speak to your husband? I'm not your husband. Speak to your husband. Let your husband
understand the reason
why. Your own reason, and you also understand. And later when she come back to me, she said, oh, my husband said, I would have loved to go for mortgage, but my age cannot stand that test of time. That my age is more than 55. And honestly speaking, imagine having 25 plus 55. The man is like 80 years. Did you want to work to 80 years of his life? So as a man, nobody even pray at this our age that by 55 we still want to be here. We want to go back to where we come from and enjoy our life. If it is Aaron bushmeat, we should just eat and be happy. We want to see our families around us. We want to see our children are doing well. We want to see our business growing up and doing well with our friends and colleagues around us. But and I asked the woman, are you comfortable with the decision? He said yes. He said, because I can't stand it being here at our old age and we are still doing the same thing in order to finance a particular thing. So speak to your partner, know the action of your partner, read lines and see if he or she is in support. Especially men, don't just do it because I'm a man. No, there are things that will break you.
And also don't do it because other people are doing it.
Of course, you can see a man who will say, okay, I just collect salary now and transfer the whole of the salary to his wife. If you copy the same man, you may end up in problem.
Because you don't know how that family runs.
Of course, there are men who doesn't know how to handle money. So quickly, when they, I'm talking from example, I'm a practical example of it. I don't know how to handle money. So quickly, if I don't decide on my salary under 24 to 48 hours, I might end up messing it up. Because I will become a philanthropist after that 48 hours, sending money to people who never cares about me. And they knows when the money will come in, so they will start sending me messages. And I've realized that everybody has gotten their own problem. If you solve another man's problem, that doesn't stop the man from coming to you. So I should apply wisdom to like, okay, let me solve my primary problem first. I cannot leave my load and carry your own load. Let me solve my problem, my child problem, my wife problem, my personal problem before dealing. If there is extra.